3 seconds, and that's a tough old lane draw for somebody who is in many respects an outsider. Shericka Jackson, the Jamaican 200 champion this year, working on her speed this year. She's better known as a 400-meter runner. She has run 49.83 a couple of years ago. It's her birthday tomorrow, Jackson. Will she give herself an early present? This will be the athlete who might stop it, Jenna Prandini, the US champion, third in Rabat on Friday to Miller Weibo and Asher Smith of Great Britain. Dina Asher Smith. Jennifer Gallet of France goes in 5. Third in the French Championships, Jennifer Gallet. Anna-Kiel Basinska, semi-finalist of the World Championships 3 years back. Went out in her heats in this stadium last year, but 3 times the Polish champion. Good lane draw for her, lane 4. Beth Dobbin, well, she's in fabulous form as the 24-year-old rather, excuse me, UK champion at the beginning of this month in a new personal best. She missed the Commonwealth Games qualifying time for Scotland by 1/100th of a second, but boy oh boy has she come back with a vengeance. Her last 4 200s have been personal bests. Inside the Britain in 3 is Gulfen Huang, or Huang Gulfen. She goes in 2, only 20 years old, better at 400 metres. And then on the inside, Justine Palfreman, 6th in the 400 yesterday and 7th in the 4x400 metres relay for South Africa. This is her 3rd race of the weekend for Palfreman on the inside. Well, Shericka Jackson, there she is. Perhaps starts as marginal favourite on paper ahead of Jenna Prandini. She's in lane 7, the Jamaican. Suffered a slight blip in Lausanne last week. She was only 3rd in 22.8. But birthday tomorrow, what a good time to give herself a big result. That line up from the inside again. Palfreman of South Africa in 1, Huang of China in 2, Dobbin of Great Britain in 3, Kiel Basinska of Poland in 4, Gallet of France in 5, then Jenna Prandini, the US champion, in 6. Jackson in 7 in that yellow vest of Jamaica, Vesoli in 8 for Germany, but Prandini is blasted off and already has passed Jackson. Well, she's better known as a 400-meter runner, Shericka Jackson, for Jamaica in that yellow. Will she come back here at Prandini? The American being closed down. They're way ahead at the moment. It's going to be very tight. The Jamaican's coming. She's getting closer. She's going to get there, and she takes it by a metre. Both of them 3 or 4 metres ahead of the 3rd placer. What a wonderful race. Prandini maybe expended too much energy in the first 50 or 60. She absolutely blasted out of the block. She ran it like a 100 metres around the bend. And I know, Tony, you'll have a view on what she might have done right or done wrong in that one. But Shericka Jackson was hunting her down, wasn't she? She's the bronze medalist from Rio over 400 metres, and she ran it like a 400-metre runner. Really patient there through the second half and through the last 50 especially.
I think the instruction had been there to get out hard, try and break the stagger on the outside, put the others under pressure. But like you say, if you expend too much energy, you're not putting your hips in the right place, not coming home particularly well. Let me talk to somebody who knows more about 200 metres than me. Catherine, what do you say?
It went completely to plan.
Can you remember that long ago, Kat?
I can indeed. I can remember running nearly that fast, but not quite. Your short sprinter, Jenna Prandini, got out like a rocket, and the strength and the speed endurance of Jackson with that 400-metre speed endurance just clawed her back. It was a wonderful race. The world number 2 against the world number 4. These are 2 of the fastest women in the world over this distance, and it was a wonderful race that we hoped. Look at the technique, holding her form. Jackson's not tired. She usually runs 400 metres, but that's a good turn of speed. Look at what she clawed back over the last 60 metres, and I can tell you as a sprinter, you're like, she's coming, she's coming. They will know Shericka Jackson's coming with her 400-metre strength. That was a brilliant race.
But if you watch Prandini coming off the turn, she doesn't get up. She sort of runs into the bend instead of using the centrifugal force.
Shericka Jackson once again demonstrated why she is considered one of the most dominant figures in modern sprinting, delivering an impressive performance in the women's 200 meters. The Jamaican star stepped onto the track against a highly competitive field that included the United States Jenna Prandini, Great Britain's Beth Dobbin, and France's Jennifer Gallet. With such an elite lineup, the race quickly became one of the most anticipated events of the meeting. Much of the attention focused on the expected showdown between Jackson and Prandini, 2 athletes known for their contrasting styles but equally dangerous capabilities over the half-lap distance. From the moment the starting gun fired, Prandini executed exactly the type of opening she is known for. Her reaction out of the blocks was explosive, allowing her to immediately build momentum and attack the curve with aggressive intent. Prandini has long built her reputation on powerful acceleration and early speed, and in this race, she used that strength to try to gain a decisive advantage before the field reached the straight. Her approach was bold and aggressive, almost resembling the intensity of a 100-meter sprint, where the goal is to establish dominance as quickly as possible. As Prandini powered through the bend, it briefly appeared as though her strategy might put immense pressure on the rest of the field. She drove her knees high and maintained rapid turnover, pushing hard to separate herself from the athletes in the outer lanes. However, sprinting over 200 meters requires a delicate balance between early aggression and energy conservation, and this is precisely where Shericka Jackson's experience and race intelligence became evident. Running from lane 7, Jackson adopted a much more controlled and composed approach. Unlike Prandini's immediate burst, the Jamaican sprinter focused on building speed progressively while maintaining relaxed mechanics. Jackson's background as a former 400-meter specialist gives her a unique advantage in the 200 meters: the ability to distribute energy efficiently throughout the race. Rather than forcing the pace early, she allowed her stride to develop naturally while maintaining excellent posture and rhythm around the curve. Throughout the first half of the race, Jackson remained patient. Her stride length remained smooth and economical, conserving just enough energy to unleash her trademark finishing power once the athletes entered the home straight. This tactical patience is one of the defining features of Jackson's racing style. While some competitors rely on early acceleration to gain control of the race, Jackson often allows the race to unfold before delivering her decisive surge in the final phase. As the runners transitioned from the bend onto the straightaway, the contrast in strategies began to reveal itself more clearly. Prandini had invested significant energy in her aggressive start, while Jackson was only beginning to reach her top gear. With each stride down the home stretch, the Jamaican star increased her cadence and power, gradually reeling in the early leader. Jackson's form down the straight was a textbook example of elite sprinting technique. Her shoulders remained relaxed, her arms drove rhythmically, and her stride frequency increased with remarkable efficiency. The power she generated in the final meters highlighted why she has become one of the most feared 200-meter runners in the world. While others began to tighten under the pressure of the closing stages, Jackson looked composed and fluid, accelerating when it mattered most. Behind the leading pair, Dobbin and Gal were also battling fiercely to remain competitive. Both athletes maintained strong form through the bend and attempted to challenge for the podium positions as the race progressed. However, the spotlight remained firmly on the duel unfolding between Jackson and Prandini, whose contrasting strategies created a dramatic narrative throughout the race. As the finish line approached, Jackson's superior speed endurance proved decisive. Her ability to sustain velocity after the curve allowed her to move past her rivals and establish clear control in the final meters. What had begun as an aggressive challenge from Prandini ultimately evolved into a powerful display of race management and finishing strength from the Jamaican star. The victory served as yet another reminder of Shericka Jackson's remarkable versatility and consistency in elite sprinting. Her ability to combine patience, technical precision, and explosive finishing speed makes her one of the most complete 200-meter runners of her generation. Against a high-quality international field featuring top athletes from the United States, Great Britain, and France, Jackson once again demonstrated why she remains one of the central figures in global sprinting. Performances like this reinforce her reputation not only as a champion, but also as a master strategist on the track. By carefully balancing speed, rhythm, and endurance, Jackson delivered a race that showcased both her physical power and her deep understanding of the event. In a discipline where fractions of a second can determine the outcome, such composure and tactical awareness often make the difference between a strong run and a truly dominant performance.